Hey y'all, it's Winter from Louisiana Luxuries. Today we're going to talk about lantanas. Now, this is a flower I just discovered Saturday. Today is Monday. Was on a walk, just a daily walk around the neighborhood, and I saw this flower growing in a little bed of monkey grass. And I knew that they didn't want that there, so it's at a church behind my house. I knew they didn't want that there, and they usually pull it up and throw it away. Anything that's not monkey grass. So I took a picture of it and I posted it on a gardening forum and asked what was this, and I got a lot of feedback. Everybody telling me it's definitely a lantana. There's some debate over if it's a weed or not. Somebody even said that they don't have seeds, so it can't be a weed because it doesn't get invasive, and everybody else was like, it is very invasive. So I will insert the picture that I took and posted here, so you guys can know what I'm talking about. But after I had posted the picture and got lots of information, I noticed that in my own yard I have tons, let me turn you guys this way, I have tons and tons and tons of this lantana growing. So I wanted to have some in pots. So I tried to ask how to do that, and got a lot of information. And again, like I said, somebody said that there was no seeds. So I did some research and I tried to find a YouTube video about the seeds from a lantana, and I could not find any. So here I am making a video. Lantanas do in fact have seeds. If you look on some of the blooms, and I'll show you this one, I'll clip it. Got my handy dandy pruners so I can take this clipping and get it for you guys. Okay, so if you look on some of the blooms, this, let's see if it'll focus. There you go. These are the lantana seeds. They start off green, and when they turn black, they're mature and ready to be planted. Alright everybody, I'm sorry about that. It started to rain and my camera does not like rain, so we came inside. And I know the lighting in here is not great, but we'll get through it. So before I was so rudely interrupted by the rain, we need it. I'm not complaining. I was showing you the seeds of the lantana plant, and I have a better picture of the black seeds, and I'll insert that here. But the seeds are all around the base of some of the bulbs. Can you see that? They're all around the base, and when they turn black, they're ready to be planted. They're mature enough to be planted. Now, I did all of these Saturday, and today is Monday. So they are looking a little droopy, but that's just because they're going through shock. So I wanted to find out the best way to actually grow lantanas in a pot. Now, you can buy lantana plants from like Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. Probably any of your nurseries too. I just am pretty fascinated by collecting seeds from plants, and that was one of the things when I was looking it up. It says that you can collect the seeds from a lantana plant, and if they're black, you don't have to save them for next season. You can plant them now. So it was kind of like an instant find and plant kind of thing. So some of the videos on YouTube said that it showed ways to take clippings of the lantanas and stick them in soil or water, and I'll show you. I did that. I planted some, and I also dug up one and put it in a pot. I will tell you, the stem of that thing was so big, I literally had to get like huge tree pruners to get the root to cut it. So I don't know if it's going to live because it literally had to like chop the root we'll see. It's kind of an experiment at this point to see which way is better. So I'll show you everything that I did. Now I took some clippings and put them in some water with some perlite. I don't know why, I just thought it was a good idea to put some perlite in there. And so you make sure, you can't see it on this one, maybe you can. Make sure that, let me clean off the perlite so you can see. When you cut it on an angle and have a clean cut, and make sure that one of the nodes is in the water. See this node right here? Make sure that's in the water, because that's where your roots are going to come from. And you can pull off, you can snip it here, keep 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 nodes. You can snip it here. I left it because the flowers were pretty yesterday and they're not so pretty today. So I did 2 of those, and I put them in water to see how they do with water and perlite. But also it says that you can take them, they do the same thing, and again I left the tops because they were pretty yesterday, and stick them in some really good soil, and they will root as long as you put one of the nodes in the soil. So I did that with a couple of different sizes of plants, and then like I said, I dug up the roots of one of them and I put them in a pot with soil, you know, to like transplant them. And then I also took some of the seeds that were mature and ready to go, and I put them in these little jiffy pods. But then I also put them in some coconut coir with some perlite in a little, I think it's called like a cow pot. Cow pot is what it is. I don't know. So we're going to see which way grows the best. Now the reason I wanted to get some of these lantanas, and again, like I said, you can get them from Home Depot, but I just wanted to experiment, is they attract butterflies and your pollinators, which is what we need in our vegetable gardens. We need something to pollinate our flowers, blooms, so we get fruit and vegetables. But also they're just pretty. They're just really pretty. There's lots of different varieties from what I can tell, and lots of different colors. And from what I've read, they're really easy to grow. Obviously, they're growing wild on my fence, and my husband cuts them back quite often. And they're huge on my fence. They're like 6 feet tall, but from what I understand, if you keep them pruned and you can keep them short and in a pot, and they're great for growing in little pots. Or I have a friend that does gardens to go kind of things, these awesome little tiered PVC pipe gardens, or, you know, she's got a whole bunch of different little to-go gardens for people who don't have a big yard like me, or, you know, you just have a porch, you just want to do a little garden. And I'll put the link to that in the description box, and you guys can go check it out if you're local to Louisiana, because they deliver to you. So that would be great for anybody wanting to start a small like herb garden, a little vegetable garden, and you can put your lantanas in there. You don't have to go, you know, pulling up plants from where you see them or hunting for seeds. You can buy them already starting to grow and bloom in like Home Depot or something. So I will keep you guys posted on what's the best way to regrow these lantanas. And until I see you guys next time, go help something grow. Bye. Hey everybody, it's Winter with Louisiana Luxuries, and I just wanted to come do a little update on the lantanas. It's been about 2 weeks since I filmed the first part of this video, and I found some interesting conclusions to the lantanas that I harvested and transplanted. Now, if you remember, it's been 2 weeks for me. It's going to be a few minutes for you guys. I took some clippings from a wild lantana in the back, and sorry, my dogs come visit, and if you can see me keep looking back here, there's a huge banana spider like the size of my hand. It doesn't bother anybody, but just knowing it's behind me kind of freaks me out, so I'll just keep looking back there, and my dogs, you'll see me shove them away. So I took a clipping from a lantana that was in a bed at the church behind me, and they were just going to pull it up and throw it away like a weed, so I went and dug up the rest. And then I realized that I had lantanas growing in my yard. So I took a clipping from those, and then I took about 5 clippings from those. And it's very interesting. This is the one from my yard, and it's not rooted, it's dead. And I took this clipping off of let me put this, see if you can see it. I took this clipping off of a really healthy looking one, but it didn't do very well. And so what I think is they're so tall over in my yard. They're on a fence, they're growing on a fence. I think that they're just too tall and wild to be harvested, and you need to get them when they're younger. So this is the one I took from the clippings behind me, and the leaves are still so pretty, and it is getting some roots. So I'm gonna let that continue to root, and if you can see the little seeds on there, maybe not, they're starting to turn black, which means that they're going to be ready to plant. So I'll try and plant some from these. Ooh, and it's love bug season here, so I will try and plant some from these. The ones that I planted from the wild ones growing, they didn't do anything. I don't know, throw them in the compost bin because they really didn't grow anything, and they will probably grow in my compost bin. So that was the ones that I put in the water and the perlite, and so only the one that I took from the small little bush over in the church actually is still doing very well. And now the other clippings that I took, they all died. Put those in soil, they didn't make it, so I'm just going to throw them in the compost bin. And I really did want that color, but I'll throw those in the compost bin. But the one that I went and dug up from the church is doing really, really well. And if you can see that, it's got new little shoots coming up. It's really amazing. So I guess if you're going to take clippings, take them from a newer plant, and maybe not the tall ones that are taller than you, because they're not going to do very well. Now, at Home Depot, I saw they have bandana lantanas. From what I understand about those, they're really pretty. They stay small. So, remember I mentioned Urban Gardens to Go, a friend in Louisiana that makes little mobile gardens and hanging gardens. Bandana lantanas would go great in one of those little hanging gardens. And I'll put the link to her site. Again, I know I said this in the first part of the video, but I'm going to put the link to her site in the description box below. Urban Gardens to Go, Geaux, because we're from Louisiana and nothing is going to be simple and small. That's the way we like it. But so I have had another surprise harvest in my garden, and so I'm going to do a video about that. But just wanted to show y'all. Look at this begonia. So I'll do a video about that. But if you see things growing in your garden and you don't know, in your yard, this is not even in the garden, in your yard, and you don't know what it is, maybe let it grow a little bit and it might be something beautiful. So until that video, you guys go help something grow, and I'll see you guys later.